Alright guys, welcome to Fugazi Research Society. You'll hear us call it Fugazi, so just whatever you want to call it, it's comfortable with us. So we plan on making videos to officially introduce ourselves soon, but just for now, here's a quick intro of who we are. We are a brother and sister duo that has been on a spiritual journey for about 10 years now. We're fascinated by all things occult, esoteric, spiritual, and of course, conspiracies. We both learned early on that reality is not what it seems. You know the scene from Wolf of Wall Street where Matthew McConaughey and old Leo are talking about a Fugazi? He basically says a Fugazi's fake, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's fairy dust, it does not exist. It's never landed, it's no matter, and it's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real. That scene really hit home for me and my sister. We both figured out that reality is just an illusion. It's not real. Most of what we've been taught is a lie from our history of who we are, why we're here, and then all the self-limiting beliefs that were programmed from a very early age. As the great Sam Tripoli always says, this realm is so much more interesting than they would have us believe. On this channel, we're not claiming to be experts on anything. We're simply sharing with you what we learned on our journey so far. We hope that you come along for the ride, and remember, it is just a ride. We don't have all the answers. The only thing we know is that we don't know anything. We'll never stop learning, and I don't think the point is to know everything, but we can work together and peek behind the veil and get a glimpse of what's really going on. It's going to take all of us researching, sharing, and learning from each other to put together this puzzle we call reality. With that being said, we have decided what our first video would be on. We've researched it a lot, and no matter how many crazy rabbit holes we've gone down, how much we researched, how much we studied, life comes down to one fundamental teaching. We came across a book called The Only Lesson by Bill McKenna. And this book's message, if you apply this one thing in your lifetime here, you would have accomplished your mission and be ahead of 99% of the other NPCs in humanity. Are you ready to hear what it is? If you haven't read the book, spoiler alert real quick, but it's one super simple sentence. Love unconditionally with no strings attached. That is it. It's that simple. Now, the book goes into way more detail, but that's the overall message. If you haven't read the book, we highly recommend it. Both of us have read it multiple times. We still keep a copy on our desk, and literally it's on my nightstand. For me, it took the pressure off. Sometimes when you learn so much spiritual and occult information, it gets overwhelming. Why am I here? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to be doing during this lifetime? This takes the pressure off because your only mission is to do one thing. Love unconditionally with no strings attached. Now that may be simple, but it's a lot easier said than done. It means that you have to let things go, forgive others, forgive yourself, take people as they are. It also means you have to look in the mirror and love yourself unconditionally with no strings attached, which is probably one of the hardest lessons for me and is something I'm still working on to this day. On this channel, we're going to get into some pretty deep stuff together, but none of it matters except for this. If you master this one lesson, you succeeded. We're going to make a series and go a little bit more in depth, chapter by chapter, through the book. It's that good, and I think it's that important to share this information with the rest of humanity. So thank you. We're really excited to get started, and we hope you join us on this adventure. No one can do this alone. There's room for all of us, and trust me, it's going to take all of us. So if that sounds good to you, welcome to motherfucking Fugazi Research Society.